2020 when my youngest daughter, who is fine, but when she was born and at 6 weeks, she caught RSV. And that was a very life-changing experience for me in terms of what do I want to do? Yes, we do have to make money, of course, but at the same time, COVID happened right when we were released from the hospital. And when you see a 6 week old infant on oxygen and they can't speak, but they're able to, communicate with you, and they're just so tired of dealing with this respiratory situation with mucus and can't breathe properly. But that experience really changed my pretty much my whole life. I've never turned back from what I need to do and want to do. And so that's how I found Feel the Burn and other organizations, Neighborhood Council, a bunch of different things. But then you find out what you're fighting for. And so, in terms of this particular race, last time when I did run, it was really only about 6 weeks of campaigning. There wasn't really any fundraising at all. And just building the infrastructure out. And I didn't think we would do as well as we did. My main strategist thought I would do way worse. Um, and you meet people, and that's how I met my campaign manager, who's incredible. And of course, everybody here at Feel the Burn, Michelle, Chris, Stephanie, all of our friends here. Um, but with that being said, we had almost 13,000 votes, and we were only down 17,000 votes. That's out of hundreds of thousands of votes. That's how weak the incumbent is. And when you talk to people and you canvass and you knock on thousands of doors and you do it the right way, which is a grassroots way, you don't take corporate PAC money. You close the door on any sort of influence from other organizations, whether it's APAC, uh, et cetera, et cetera. And you focus on people. It is incredibly difficult when you have other things you have to do. You take care of your family, do your job, take out the trash, pick up your kids from school. It is challenging as hell to do that. But when you're doing it for a reason, a cause, you're not climbing. I'm not climbing a ladder. This is not why I'm doing this. Um, it's really about focusing on our community here and our friends, our neighbors. Everybody deserves a voice, and so that's what we're doing. And we're speaking to people. We're implementing a lot of strategies for the past 13 months, and I don't, and also just real quick, the new generation, that whole media thing that was being put out there for the past year, the new generation of representatives, and I'm 45 years old. There's been people in different races across the country, and these people getting platforms, and the new generation, but a lot of those people, they're just younger. They're the same as these corporate Democrats. They're the exact same thing. And because they're younger, they're somehow supposed to be a new generation. That is complete bullshit. They're no different than what we're trying to get away from. We don't want that. And I just had to put that out there because
Sorry, it's 3 minutes.
you don't have to say sorry. Okay. Thanks, Chris. It's good you stopped me, though.
Okay, yeah. Does anyone, Stephanie, I think you had a question.
Well, I'll let anybody else go.
5 minutes for questions.
Thanks, Chris. Um, um, what what is your financing looking like right now on your
Yeah.
campaign?
Yeah. I mean, we're finishing quarter 4. I mean, we still have a little bit of time, but it's been pretty consistent in terms of what we're doing each quarter. I mean, when we started fundraising, basically um, end of February, so I had the same fundraising team as Zoran, and so they're amazing to work with. Every campaign is different, and yeah, we obviously we still need to fundraise. We still have to keep pushing. We have to increase those numbers because we're a frugal campaign, so we try to keep expenses down as much as possible. We have a lot of volunteers who are experts at what they do, and then of course, um, yeah, we're it's going well though. I mean, we pretty much will get donations every day across the country. I do call time every day. I won't do every day this week. I want to, but I won't. But we do call time every day. My call time managers are great, awesome, really great people, really smart. Work with people like Summer Lee, obviously Zoran. a bunch of different people like that we're all familiar with. So call time takes a lot of time, but yeah, we need to up the fundraisers and meet and greets. We did two this summer, um, and so that those are really important to do, and that's really what we need, more meet and greets. And I think when you talk about fundraisers, sometimes people get confused. We're not gonna be like, oh, the price of admission is $500 a ticket. We're not doing that. But, you know, obviously people can do $27. That's a great number, Bernie's number. And that number, by the way, is a studied number. That number works so my strategist who studied this has a PhD in this. He's like that $27 number has been studied at the political science level. People will donate that money. Obviously, if somebody can donate half of the maximum, which is 3,500, of course, please do, because all these things do cost. It's nice to have support when people say, yeah, we support you, but um, it's also knocking on doors. Because, for example, let's say you have 100 people knocking on doors. Let's say you have 100 people in phone banking across the United States. That is value. That is probably worth a lot in terms of how much that costs. So it's a combination of those both things. You need the grassroots element, but you still need to bring in money. And what we did last cycle with hardly any money at all, um, with what we're doing now, we can get to the general. We can get to
Are
the general election.
are you for cutting military spending and just ending sending weapons to Israel?
Yes, I'm definitely, yes, we should cut spending to whether it's Iron Dome. We don't need to do that anymore. And in terms of military spending, I think if you break it down to specific things, maybe it's aid to certain countries that need it. But in terms of constantly supporting the military industrial complex, building bombs, weapons, when we see what's happening, if we can, our district or the country, so many people, um, especially education, they have no problem doing that. It's I mean, Tupac talked about this. They have money for bombs, they have money for war, but they don't have money to feed people. They don't have money to support schools, education, to support housing. They don't have money for that, but they have money to continue to bomb and kill innocent people, whether it's in Gaza, whether it's in wars that we don't even know that they're doing. No, I don't support continually giving the Pentagon, giving the Department of Defense, because first of all, that's what it's called, not the Department of War, and giving them endless money. And when you see the audits where how much money is missing, somebody is stealing from us. I did some videos about Doge earlier today. They're stealing from us every single day, whether it's through war, whether it's through fake agencies that are not even approved to be a government agency. But these things happen so quickly over and over again, where people forget about these things they do every day. And then we're on to the next thing that they're grifting from us. Their whole idea is to keep stealing from us. That's what they're doing. And then they'll be done. They know how weak they are. That's why all the pushback with ICE, and ICE has to be abolished as well. The amount of money that they're getting more money than the Marines. They don't even care about the military at all because the money that they're giving to these agencies, especially if we talk about ICE, and then when you see, which by the way, BlackRock is funding these. Sorry, let me rephrase it in case BlackRock's on this call. They trolled me back, by the way. I don't know if I told you that. They wrote back on my socials and I called them out. They had a little blue asterisk. Yes, BlackRock. Good to see you, Sonali.
Hi.
Um,
Wait, BlackRock is a finance company, isn't it?
they are, but they have
I don't.
so many companies and investments in almost every area. Housing, ICE infrastructure. There's two big private prisons, Geo Group and Civic. I forgot Civic something, but it's a large percentage. And so, for example, Brad Sherman takes BlackRock check money. Thank you, Ada. So they get it, and that's why you don't see these representatives, whether it's a corporate Democrat like Brad or a Republican. They take the same money. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir. So they have no incentive. Yes, yes, State Street, Vanguard, yes. Yeah. So they take the same contribution. So that's why you don't see any of them really being opposition. that's why they won't do anything. That's why maybe Sean touched on this, but that's why it's so important that we stop funding these and allow this to happen. And when people hear about these things, and because most people don't know.
Yeah, I had no clue because I have a finance degree. I started my career off at JP Morgan back in New York. And I actually interviewed with BlackRock. Anyway, that didn't work out. But when you just said BlackRock, I'm like, that's what I asked.
Yes,
Um,
Sonali, you're going to
It's over
learn a
5
lot
minutes.
being here. I'm just going to let you know.
Okay.
You're so okay. So wait, this is it. I mean, time's up, Chris. Is that what you said?
Yes, time's up.
Okay, cool. Okay. Thanks so much, Chris. I love
welcome. Thank
everything
you.
that you said.
Thanks. Just try to be
Keep
real.
out the fight and get that Brad man.
He's
Come
making
on.
calls to the delegates. That's what he's doing. He's trying to force people to vote for him.
Oh God. Yeah, well, he has money and
But
dirty
money doesn't
money.
stop a
But
movement,
yeah.
though. Anyways, I'll stop talking.
And then so now we're gonna move to Ida. Hi, Ida.
Hi.
Ida is running for LA City Attorney. Ida, we did already endorse Marissa Roy, but like I said, if you do get the endorsement, you'll be also coming to the candidate forum that we have to do the ranked choice voting.
Awesome.
So
I think Chris
I've
is
met
still
Ida
pinned, but
on a couple times. We did an independent candidate forum, and I got to hear all about her there. And then